Hello students, welcome back. Myself Swati Hegde, chemistry lecturer in Alpha PU College. Last session we have discussed nomenclature and classification of alcohols, phenols and ethers. In this section we are going to learn structure of alcohols, phenols and ethers and preparation of alcohols. Okay, first let us start with structure of alcohol. STR, structure. You know that alcohols, phenols and ethers contains oxygen. In all these three things, oxygen undergoes sp3 hybridization. Oxygen undergoes sp3 hybridization. First let us consider alcohol. In alcohol, one sp3 hybrid orbital of oxygen will overlap with sp3 hybrid orbital of carbon to form oxygen-carbon sigma bond with bond length 142 picometer. sp3 hybrid orbital of oxygen will overlap with sp3 hybrid orbital of carbon to form carbon-oxygen sigma bond. Another sp3 hybrid orbital of oxygen will overlap with s orbital of hydrogen to form oxygen-hydrogen sigma bond. Oxygen left with two more sp3 hybrid orbital. These two sp3 hybrid orbitals contain lone pair of electron. One sp3 hybrid orbital will overlap with sp3 hybrid orbital of carbon. Another sp3 hybrid orbital will overlap with s orbital of hydrogen, and two more sp3 hybrid orbital will contain lone pair of electron. The bond angle is 108.9 degree, which is less than normal tetrahedral angle. Normal tetrahedral angle is 109 degree 28 minutes. This is normal tetrahedral angle. This bond angle is less than normal tetrahedral angle. This is due to lone pair repulsion. You know that lone pair repulsion is greater than lone pair bond pair repulsion or bond pair repulsion. Since these two orbitals contain lone pair, there will be more repulsion. So, bond angle decreases in case of alcohol. Other sp3 hybrid orbital of carbon will overlap with s orbital of hydrogen. This is structure of alcohol. Now, let us see phenol. In phenol, benzene ring will be present. In benzene ring, carbon undergoes sp2 hybridization. Okay. Here, oxygen, sp3 hybrid orbital of oxygen will overlap with sp2 hybrid orbital of carbon to form carbon-oxygen sigma bond of bond length 136 picometer. This is 136. The bond length is 136 picometer. And another sp3 hybrid orbital will overlap with s orbital of hydrogen to form sigma bond, oxygen-hydrogen sigma bond, and two more sp3 hybrid orbitals contain lone pair of electron. Here bond angle is 109 degree, which is approximately equal to bond angle in case of alcohols. But if you see bond length here, it is 136 picometer, but in case of alcohols it is 142 picometer. Why this is so? This is due to reason that here electrons are delocalized. This bond will attain a double bond character. Not exactly double bond, but it will attain little double bond character. So, its bond angle reduces to 136 picometer. So, this is structure of phenol. If you see here oxygen is electronegative than carbon. It withdraws shared pair of electrons towards itself. So, oxygen gets partial negative charge and carbon gets partial positive charge. This creates dipole moment in the molecule. If you come here also oxygen is present, which withdraws shared pair of electron towards itself. But here electrons on carbon are delocalized in the benzene ring. So, it is less available. So, dipole moment of phenol is less than alcohol. In alcohol, there is no resonance So it acts as with electron donating group. CH3 is electron donating group. It donates electron pair towards oxygen. So it gets more partial negative charge. But here negative charge will be less compared to alcohol. So this also possesses dipole moment, but which is less than alcohol. Okay. This is about structure of alcohol and phenol. Last is about ether. In ether, sp2 sp3 hybrid orbitals of oxygen overlap with sp3 hybrid orbital of carbon of two alkyl groups. I am taking an example of dimethyl ether, CH3, CH3. Here, two sp3 hybrid orbital of oxygen are overlapping with sp3 hybrid orbital of carbon, and it left with two more sp3 hybrid orbital which contain lone pair of electron. So here bond angle is 111.7 degree, which is greater than normal tetrahedral angle. This is due to repulsion of bulkier groups. Bulkier alkyl groups will be present on both the sides. They will repel each other. So this angle increases from normal tetrahedral angle with bond angle 141 picometer. This is the, bond length. Bond length is 141 picometer and bond angle is 111.7 degree. So this is about structure of alcohol, phenol and ethers. In all the cases, oxygen undergoes sp3 hybridization. Here oxygen, sp3 hybrid orbital of oxygen will overlap with sp3 hybrid orbital of carbon. Here sp3 hybrid orbital of oxygen will overlap with sp2 hybrid orbital of carbon. Here sp3 hybrid orbital of oxygen will overlap with sp3 hybrid orbitals of two carbon atoms, and this possesses more dipole moment compared to phenol. Alcohols always possess more dipole moment if you compare it with phenol. This is about structure of alcohols, phenols and ethers. Next is preparation of alcohol. Preparation of alcohol. Preparation. First, let us learn preparation from alkene. First method is from alkene. This also involves two methods. You can prepare alcohol from alkene by two methods. First method is by hydrolysis of alkene. By hydrolysis of alkene, and second method is by hydroboration oxidation. By hydroboration oxidation. This method is very important for your annual examination. Many times they have asked the questions, write the mechanism of hydrolysis of alkene for the preparation of alcohol, or how will you prepare alcohol from alkene by hydrolysis. Okay, first let us learn hydrolysis of alkene. First one is hydrolysis of alkene. In this hydrolysis, first you are going to treat alkene. Let's say, consider an example, C double bond C, H, 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 ethene. This is symmetrical alkene. This reacts with H2O. Hydrolysis means addition of water to alkene for the preparation of alcohol. In this method, see here, this contains pi bond. You know, pi bonds are electron rich. They contain more electrons. So they act as nucleophile, nucleon loving species. So this is a nucleophile. If you see here, water, it also contains lone pair of electrons. That means it is also electron rich. This also acts as nucleophile. Nucleophile and nucleophile cannot react under normal condition. So they require catalyst. So here we are using acid catalyst. Addition of water to alkene in presence of acid catalyst to give alcohol. C, H, H, single bond CH, H. Here hydrogen H2O will dissociate into H plus and OH minus. H plus will attach to one carbon atom and OH minus will attach to another carbon atom. Here, if you add OH to this carbon or H to this carbon, this product will be same. There will be no change in the product because this is symmetrical alkene. But in case of unsymmetrical alkene, Markovnikov's rule is followed. I will tell that during while writing the mechanism. So, in hydrolysis of alkene, water reacts with alkene in presence of acid catalyst to give alcohol. This is hydrolysis. Now, let us learn the mechanism of this. The mechanism of this involves 3 steps. First step is step 1. Step 1 is protonation of alkene. Protonation of alkene. Protonation of alkene. Here we are using H plus as catalyst. H plus means acid. Acid reacts with water H2O to form hydronium ion H3O plus. This is hydronium ion. In the first step, H plus will react with water to form hydronium ion. Next, this hydronium ion will attack on alkene. Let us take the unsymmetrical alkene, that is propene. CH3, CH double bond, CH2. Propene reacts with this hydronium ion plus HOH. This is nothing but H3O plus. So here, since this is electron rich, this attacks on electron deficient center here, and this attacks on hydrogen and this bond will move here. This attracts shared pair of electrons. So this positive charge attracts electrons present here, and this is taken by this carbon atom. Okay, the product will be CH3, CH, single bond, CH2, and this hydrogen will attach here. There is one more possibility. This hydrogen can attach here also, on this carbon atom also. If that happens, then the product will be CH3, CH, CH2, one hydrogen here, and this contains positive charge. Here, this positive charge will be on this middle carbon atom. See here, this is secondary carbocation and this is primary carbocation. You know that secondary carbocation is more stable than primary carbocation. So formation of this product will take place. This product will not be formed in this reaction because of its less stability. Okay. So now alcohol is protonated. We have protonated this alkene, not alcohol. We have protonated this alkene. That means addition of hydrogen takes place to this carbon atom. Next step, that is step 2. Step 2. Step 2 is nucleophilic attack. Here water acts as nucleophile. Nucleophile attacks on this carbon atom. CH3, CH plus CH3. I have written this H along with this plus H2O. Here it contains, water contains lone pair of electrons on oxygen. This attacks on this electron deficient carbon. Sorry, this one. Electron deficient carbon. This electron rich species attacks on electron deficient center. So the product will be CH3, CH, CH3, and here O H plus. Okay. This will be the product. This is protonated alcohol. That means one proton is extra here. This product is protonated alcohol. So you need to remove one extra proton. This eliminates a proton to become stable compound. So last step is, that is step 3. Step 3 is deprotonation or elimination of deprotonation or elimination of protons takes place from this compound. This is CH3, CH, single bond CH3, OH, H plus. So this removes a proton. Proton will be eliminated from this product, that is minus H plus to give CH3, CH, CH3, OH. This is our required alcohol. If you see here, water contains 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. It will dissociate to form H plus and OH minus. Here it is CH2. You can write it like this also. So here hydrogen is attached to carbon containing more number of hydrogen. So this follows Markovnikov's rule. What Markovnikov's rule says? While addition of any reagent to unsymmetrical alkene, positive part of the reagent will be attached to carbon containing more number of hydrogen. So here also positive part of the reagent is attaching to carbon containing more number of hydrogen atom. So this follows Markovnikov's rule. This is same as Markovnikov's addition of water to alkene. Okay. In first step is protonation of alkene. H plus will react with H2O to form H3O plus, that is hydronium ion. In next step, hydronium ion will attack on propene. We have taken unsymmetrical alkene, that's propene. Hydronium ion will attack on propene to form more stable secondary carbocation. In next step, this becomes a nucleophilic center now. Right? Nucleophile will attack on this carbon atom. That is nucleophilic. Second step is nucleophilic attack. In nucleophilic attack, H2O will attack on this carbon atom and produces protonated alcohol. This is protonated alcohol. That means one proton will be extra here. In last step is elimination or deprotonation. In this step, one proton will be eliminated to form the final product. This seems like for Markovnikov's rule. Addition of water to alkene follows Markovnikov's rule. Okay. This is mechanism of addition of water to alkene. This is one of the very, very important topic. You have to learn this with most concentration. Okay. Next is hydroboration oxidation. Next method is hydroboration oxidation. This is addition of, in this method, alkene reacts with borane BH3 in presence of tetrahydrofuran. Alkene reacts with BH3 in presence of tetrahydrofuran followed by oxidation in presence of alkaline H2O2. Alkene will react with borane in presence of tetrahydrofuran followed by alkaline oxidation gives you alcohol, that is CH3, CH2, CH2OH. This looks like addition of water to alkene according to anti-Markovnikov's rule. What anti-Markovnikov's rule says? It says as positive part of the reagent will attack to carbon containing less number of hydrogen. Here also we have attached hydrogen to carbon which is having less number of hydrogen atom, right? So this looks like addition of water to alkene in presence according to anti-Markovnikov's rule. Okay, let us study the mechanism of this. In the first step, here we are using borate BH3. This BH3 is unstable. This is electron deficient species and it is unstable. It always will be present. It will be present in the form of diborane B2H6. If you allow it for some time, it undergoes dimerization to produce diborane. Okay, to prevent that dimerization, we are adding tetrahydrofuran. Okay, THF is used for used to prevent dimerization of borane. Okay, here in first step we will treat alkene CH3 CH double bond CH2 with diborane. Sorry, not diborane, BH3 in presence of tetrahydrofuran. In presence of tetrahydrofuran, we are adding alkene to BH3. Here, since this is electron deficient, it will attack on this carbon atom. There are two possibilities. It can attack on this carbon atom also, or it can attack on this carbon atom also. But if it attacks on this carbon atom, this attains partial positive charge. So, positive charge on this carbon atom is more stable because this is secondary carbon and this is primary carbon. If it attacks on this carbon atom, this carbon will get partial positive charge, which this is a primary carbon atom which is less stable. So, borane will attack to this carbon atom to produce more stable transition state. Okay. Here, product will be CH3, CH, single bond, CH2. Here double bond will not break completely. It attains transition state, CH2, and it will be BH3. So since it contains partial positive charge, this attracts this hydrogen. This carbon atom attracts this hydrogen and it leads to the formation of the product CH3, CH, CH2, B, H, 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 like this. In next step, this bond will break and formation of bond between carbon and hydrogen will take place. This is 4-member transition state. During hydroboration oxidation, 4-member transition state will be attained. Next step is CH3, CH, H, CH2, B, H, H. Or I can directly write it like this: CH2, CH2, BH2, CH2, BH2. Hope you understood this. Okay, next. This borane is again electron deficient. It attacks on one more molecule of propene. This compound will react with one more molecule of propene, that is CH3, CH double bond CH2. This molecule will react with one more molecule of propene. The product here again, this boron will attach to this carbon atom. This attains partial positive character and it makes cyclic transition state. Same process repeats here also. CH3, CH, single bond, CH2, here boron B, H, H, and this alkyl moiety CH2, CH2, CH3. Okay. Next step is it attains cyclic transition state. Partial double bond character here. This bond will break and this hydrogen will form bond with this carbon atom. This carbon atom forms bond with this hydrogen. This bond will break. This leads to the formation of the product CH3, CH2, CH2, BH, and this one, this alkyl part, CH2, CH2, CH3. You can see here also CH2, CH2, CH3, here also CH2, CH2, CH3. Can I write it in single, can I write it as single product? Okay, let me write it like this. CH3, CH2, CH2 twice, here BH, or you can, for your convenience, I'll write it in different color, BH. Again, this will become electron deficient. It will attack on one more propene, CH3, CH, double bond, CH2. This will attack on one more propene, and same process repeats here also. It attains 4-member transition state, and bond formation between carbon and hydrogen takes place, and bond will break between boron and hydrogen. So this leads to the formation of trialkyl borane. Directly I will write the product. You try to write its mechanism. Okay, this is same as this previous steps. Okay, it gives CH3, CH2, CH2 thrice B. This is trialkyl borane. This trialkyl borane undergoes oxidation. This on oxidation with hydrogen peroxide in presence of alkaline medium will give you alcohol. CH3, CH2, CH2, OH. 3 molecules of alcohol will be produced. In this method you can prepare alcohol in a good yield. This is method of preparation of alcohol from borane. First is you are going to treat this borane with alkene in presence of tetrahydrofuran. This prevents formation of B2-diborane from borane. Okay. So 4-member transition state will be attained. Then this bond will break. Formation of bond between C and H takes place. This molecule again reacts with one more molecule of alkene. This is electron deficient center which attacks on electron rich center. Same process continues, and at last we are going to oxidize this compound with hydrogen peroxide in presence of alkali. In presence of alkali, this gives alcohol, propanol. Okay, this is hydroboration oxidation. I hope you understood this. Sometimes they will ask this question also, but previous hydration of alkene is very important. Okay, thank you for watching. If you have any doubts, comment me in the comment section. Thank you.